The galactic trade station orbited a neutron star, its metallic spires gleaming against the void. Inside its sprawling marketplace, thousands of species bartered for everything from food to weapons. In the weapons district, a particular shop drew attention, not for its size, but for the booming laughter echoing from within. Zixthor, a four-armed Krellian arms dealer, slapped his chitinous thorax with all four hands, his compound eyes watering with amusement. Before him stood two humans, Elsa, a blonde woman with ice-blue eyes and arms crossed over her tactical vest, and Leo, a dark-haired man casually leaning against the display counter with a slight smirk on his face. You actually use chemical propulsion? Zixthor wheezed between laughs. By the Celestial Council, I haven't seen such primitive technology since the Graythians were still banging rocks together. Elsa's jaw tightened, but Leo placed a calming hand on her shoulder. His brown eyes remained fixed on the alien merchant with unsettling calm. Chemical propulsion, Zixthor continued, wiping his eyes with one hand while gesturing dismissively with another. No plasma chambers, no graviton accelerators, no molecular destabilizers, just, what do you call it? Gunpowder? He dissolved into another fit of laughter. Around them, other customers, a towering Vextarian warrior, a pair of crystalline lumens, and several insectoid traders, paused their browsing to observe the spectacle. The human's reputation for being a backwater species was well known throughout the galaxy. Our firearms have served us well for centuries, Elsa said coolly, her accent carrying a slight Nordic lilt. Served you well? Zixthor's laughter intensified. My dear Primitive, you're dealing with species that have mastered energy manipulation for millennia. Your little metal pellets would bounce off standard military armor like, he searched for the appropriate comparison. Like jokes bounce off your thick skull? Leo offered, his smirk widening. The laughter died instantly. Zixthor's forearms crossed defensively across his chest. I'll have you know that Krellian battle technology is respected across 17 sectors. Our plasma rifles can vaporize targets at 3,000 meters. Our sonic disruptors can liquefy internal organs without breaking skin. Our demonstration, Leo interrupted, straightening from the counter. You're so confident in your weapons and so dismissive of ours. How about we demonstrate both? Zixthor's mandibles clicked together thoughtfully. Around them, the crowd grew larger. A demonstration would certainly draw business, and publicly humiliating these presumptuous humans would enhance his reputation considerably. The testing range, Zixthor declared, gesturing toward the back of his shop. We shall see how your firearms compare to true weapons of war. The testing range was a reinforced chamber with holographic targets and actual combat dummies made from various materials, ceramic composites, energy-shielded platforms, and even samples of military-grade armor from different species. A transparent barrier separated the firing line from the observation area, where a growing crowd of curious aliens gathered. Zixthor selected his personal favorite, a sleek plasma rifle with glowing energy coils running along its length. This beauty can fire 300 rounds per minute, each projectile superheated to 10,000 degrees. Observe. He aimed at a combat dummy wearing standard Vextarian armor and fired. A brilliant blue bolt erupted from the barrel, crossing the range in an instant and striking the dummy center mass. The armor glowed red, then white, before a molten hole appeared, the dummy's internal structure collapsing. The crowd murmured appreciatively. Zixthor took a theatrical bow. Impressive, Leo admitted, nodding. That's some serious firepower. But here's the thing about our primitive weapons. He reached behind his back and pulled out a matte black pistol, a modified .45 caliber handgun. They're simple, reliable, and they don't need to recharge. A pistol? Zixthor's laughter returned. You bring a pistol to demonstrate against military grade. The gunshot cracked through the chamber like thunder. Every alien in the observation area flinched. The sound was unlike anything most of them had heard, raw, mechanical, and visceral. No high-pitched whine of charging capacitors, no melodic hum of energy weapons. Just pure explosive force. The bullet struck the already damaged dummy, and what remained of its torso exploded into fragments. Chemical propulsion, Leo said calmly, ejecting the magazine to show the remaining rounds, means kinetic energy. Pure momentum transfer. Your plasma might be hot, but it's light. Our bullets, mass times velocity equals a very bad day. Elsa stepped forward, drawing her own weapon. A modified AR-15 with custom modifications. May I try something more challenging? Zixthor, recovering from his shock, gestured weakly toward the range. By all means. Elsa selected a target drone, a small fast-moving object designed to simulate enemy aircraft. In atmosphere, these were notoriously difficult to hit. She raised the rifle to her shoulder, exhaled, and squeezed the trigger in rapid succession. 3 shots. 3 hits. The drone spiraled down in pieces. No targeting computer, she said, lowering the weapon. No smart tracking system. Just eyes, instinct, and practice, but without shields, without energy dispersion. A Lumen trader's crystalline voice rang out from the crowd. Doesn't that make the weapon dangerous to the user? Leo's smirk returned. That's exactly the point. Every human who carries one of these knows the risk. We don't rely on technology to protect us from our own weapons. We rely on discipline, training, respect for what we're holding. Zixthor's compound eyes fixed on the smoking barrel of Leo's pistol. The recoil, the noise, the danger to the operator. Why would any species choose such weapons? Because, Elsa said, stepping beside Leo, when your plasma rifle's power cell dies or an EMP knocks out your energy weapons, or you're in an environment where advanced technology fails. She pulled back the slide on her pistol, chambering a fresh round with a definitive click. This will still fire. Leo addressed the crowd now. Humanity didn't make it to the stars because we had the best technology. We made it because we're adaptable, because we can work with what we have, and because we understand that sometimes the simplest solution is the most effective one. He turned back to Zixthor. You laughed at our primitive guns, but I notice you're not laughing anymore. The Krellian arms dealer stared at the humans, then at his sophisticated plasma rifle, then back at the simple mechanical weapons they held. Around the observation area, aliens whispered among themselves, reassessing their understanding of these strange newcomers from Earth. Perhaps, Zixthor clicked his mandibles slowly. Perhaps I was hasty in my judgment. Tell me, would Earth be interested in a trade agreement? We provide advanced materials and manufacturing techniques. You provide training in your primitive weapons methodology? Leo and Elsa exchanged glances, both smiling. Now we're talking business, Leo said, extending his hand. As Zixthor awkwardly attempted to shake it with one of his 4 hands, the crowd dispersed, already spreading word throughout the station. Never underestimate human ingenuity, no matter how primitive it appears. After all, a species that conquered their world with chemical propulsion might just have something to teach the galaxy about warfare. And somewhere in the back of every alien mind present that day, a new respect for humanity took root, not because of their technology, but because of their philosophy. Keep it simple, keep it reliable, and never, ever underestimate the power of a well-placed bullet.